Hey, what's up? I'm Sever, aka Skye.
I'm Kenny Thor, Corke.
I'm Matt.
And Trozzi.
And we are a part of the group Sumo Cyco, and we're all hummused out thanks to Rhino Radio!
What?
So we're done with the hummus,
Okay.
and we're gonna rest now with some questions. I got Sumo Cyco here for part 2.
Excellent.
Okay, and I think many of your fans already know that you guys are Canadian, but not many know that Canada is not part of the U.S.
Really?
Yes.
That
didn't know
sucks. That so sucks, but it's probably true.
Yeah.
Well,
So to follow
We're
up
not
with,
part of the U.S.
yes, Canada is
They're
not
part
part
of
the
us.
US.
We're not part of us either.
So you've learned something already, but
Not that we don't like the Americans, we're just not part of it.
we're not gonna go there yet.
yeah.
Okay, but with Anti-Anthem, that was released the first single from Opus Mar from last year. It's been a year.
Wow.
And I've seen you guys talking about the tracks. You guys mentioned nationalism, or at least being against it. I don't know. Can you clarify that, please?
Yeah, well, Anti-Anthem, I kind of wrote it actually just about not feeling like I belonged anywhere, kind of like a song for the misfits. But as we kept progressing with it, all these world issues started happening, and it kind of made me feel like the song was bigger than even me. And sometimes when I write, I feel like I'm almost getting possessed by something else that's telling me this is what you got to write about. And so they had the Syrian refugee crisis, where obviously people were without homes, without a country, without a place to go. And that really resonated with me. The Colin Kirkpatrick thing with the taking a knee, having no anthem, not singing that, happened. And then on top of that, like you mentioned, just like the issues of just like we were going through the Brexit and we were going through the U.S. election. So there's a lot of political
Everything was
turmoil,
going on.
and it just
became a very political place while we
Yeah.
were writing.
so it just seemed like a very political kind of song about not having, not maybe believing some of the things that you kind of, I don't know how to say it, like not believing that you necessarily are part of your group or your
Your own
country in
country.
some sense, yeah.
So even though a lot of countries are going towards the more nationalistic side, do you see that as either artists or as travelers, then we're kind of scrapping the boundaries, scrapping the borders?
Yeah,
Something that
I mean,
maybe
it's
artists
such,
should go for.
yeah, I mean, it's such an interesting question about, like, I think of how this world with technology especially is just getting so small, and we're lucky enough that we're people that get to travel, and we meet a lot of friends from all different parts of the world, all different countries, and we realize how really similar we are as people. And sometimes it's ridiculous when we realize all the stupid rules and regulations we have to cross just for us musicians to be able to play music in another country. Everything from like work permits and borders and regulations and all this kind of stuff. And wouldn't it be nice if we all just kind of like trusted each other a little bit to be a global society? But then some people don't feel that way. There's lots of that. I mean, that's a big question to talk about, whether or not we should be more of a global society versus kind of like all different countries. So,
Is it just me, or is Sumo Cyco going a bit more political?
with this record, yeah, for sure, it was very, very political. I mean, there was just a lot of things happening in the world that I couldn't not be affected by.
I think it's just that way now for, we're just paying attention. When you pay attention, you start writing stuff that you're paying attention to. So, as stuff go, we just start writing more about that kind of stuff. So, Skye was, especially when I'd send her an instrumental or go check this out, she would just come back with all these more political ideas, and I thought it made sense, and it does make sense. I mean, we're not the kind of band, like nobody is, like bands that write about stuff, like you don't get on the picket line. We're not holding a sign in our hand and going out and picketing at places. This is what we get to do. We get to play music, so saying something that we at least care about makes sense to us. That's our picket sign, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to confront you with an online rumor. Okay, you guys have been in a band for a long time, and I'm guessing that sexual tension is part of touring life. So there's a rumor online. Okay. Don't look at me, Ken. Okay. So there's a rumor online that Ken and Matt are a couple.
No.
Really? Is there a real rumor online?
I cannot confirm nor deny that.
Oh.
Well,
You
typically
guys,
because
I'm
you
gonna
put
let
that
you
damn
talk.
picture up, man.
Even if they were.
I like Strongbow, man. What did I say? We had Strongbows together.
Brother, we can joke about this or
Yeah.
not, and I appreciate it, and I like you or you're cool, but it's none of your business if they were. But the truth is, they're not. They've
No.
both got girlfriends, but if they were, I mean, it wouldn't be your business to ask that. But I love you still.
So I do apologize if I triggered anything, but I had.
No, it's cool, man. I'm just saying, and this is where the world makes mistakes. It's none of our business. It's just none of our business. That has nothing to do with the music, right? And I still love you. I'm just telling you.
Are you saying that in response to, like, for instance?
I'm just saying it's not anybody's business if people are seeing each other. That's a whole different thing than what our music is about. So
You're absolutely right,
to
but
me,
we're
I'm just
not.
like,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
You wanna
Sure
make it
that
It's
we're
fine
not.
that you're not. I'm just, but it's further than that to me. I think it's important in a world right now in 2018 to make it, clear that everybody has 100% should be respectful to each other and have rights and the only way we'll treat each other perfectly is if we acknowledge when we make mistakes in interviews, in person with people, anything like that. I've made tons of mistakes, and that to me is a mistake. Not a bad one, but that's what I'm telling you as a friend. Going, it's nobody's business who I see or he sees or anybody really, but they don't see that girl.
They want to make that very clear.
They want,
Let's
I know they
reinforce-
want to
yeah.
I know they want
To
make it very-
reinforce that whole
I know they want to
no.
make it very clear, but this is where I become a realist, like you asked me earlier, where
Yeah.
I'm very down to earth and I go,
What if you guys
it's
did
serious
have
to
a
me.
secret relationship?
Why?
You guys wouldn't know about it.
Yeah, you know what? None of your business.
Okay, so we're gonna move
Yeah.
on to the next question. Okay, so I've just realized a few days ago that Opus Mar dropped a year ago,
Yeah.
almost to the day. And what has changed in the life of Sumo Cyco?
Well,
You guys,
we all look
Yeah,
at
we're like, whoa.
We're tireder than ever. We're not sleeping anymore. We've been lucky
Sleep no
we're
surrender.
touring a lot. I think
Yeah,
we've done
it's been
4
fairly
tours or
busy.
something.
Okay,
We've gone to New Zealand, which was really cool. We did.
Through the States, through England, through Europe, through New Zealand. I mean, we've been busy last year. Like,
Yeah.
huge,
okay,
It
and I
was a
think
lot.
And now we're here
Stefan-
again doing our headline for the first
Yeah.
time, or
Yeah.
pretty much. So, and we've had a couple sellouts. Tonight's sold out, so we're pretty stoked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've been busy.
Yeah.
It's been good.
Okay, and between Building Castles, which is the last track of the album,
Yeah.
and Undefeated, if I'm mistaken, Building Castles was supposed to be called Struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the lyrics are all about being in a band
Yeah.
and the struggle of it, and I was
I think it's for both.
yeah.
For Undefeated as well.
Yeah, well, Undefeated, I think, yeah, it's kind of a broader sense. It could totally relate to being in a band for sure, but I think Struggle specifically was about just people going through lives, and if you're building towards something, even if it's a struggle, then it's kind of worth it. And that's why it was Matt's idea actually, because the song was going to be called Struggle, and then he was like, you know what, we should leave things on a positive note, because no matter how much struggle we've gone through, we've also
We're just
built
not
something.
negative people.
And we
we've been
built
building.
these fans. We built this band together, and so it's something to be proud of and not to feel defeated by. So he was like, "Yeah, we should name it Building Castles because we're building our own Psycho Castle right
Totally.
now."
I have
Yeah.
garlic in my teeth, like hummus or something stuck right here. Delicious.
So I wanted to ask, first of all, about the kind of positive versus, I'm guessing Ken started the negative part of it. So is that like the dynamics of the band of Ken seeing the cup half
Well-
empty?
Originally it was called Struggle.
Struggle.
So-
Oh, no,
It was
no, no.
inspired because you have a tattoo on your chest.
Oh,
that says
yeah,
struggle.
struggle. No. That was a long, yeah, but that, yeah. It is,
How
one
do
of
you
those
feel
things.
about it? How do you feel about being in the industry as a struggle?
Well, times have changed. I'm the oldest guy in the band, and I've definitely seen some things. And you see the evolution of the
Do you want to
music.
elaborate on what are those things you've seen, Ken?
Yes.
You're like,
He
just
said
shut
that
up,
in all
Matt.
his
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I'll definitely say the evolution of music has been interesting. You got to basically kind of do things completely different the way you did it back in the day, right? Thank God for Skye and stuff like that. It controls media so well. But you know, a lot of the success is based upon Skye's ability to do that kind of stuff, to get online, to get a great online presence and get through the people and actually really promote the band, which is, you know, I'd say me personally, an enormous part of any band's success, right? You know, get known. And yeah, it's definitely changed. You didn't have to do that back in the day. You didn't, you know, just rumor sold you enough, you know, but
Yeah. a lot of different elements roles we have to play now that, like, you know, for instance, the four of us are touring as a
We're doing a headline tour right now. We have no tour manager, no driver,
no merch person,
and no techs with us. We literally, the four of us, is still doing it because now we can somewhat pay the tour off. Before we couldn't even pay the tours off.
Yeah.
Now we're like, oh, we were selling enough that we can pay the tours off. If we didn't learn how to cut those corners, you're paying all the other people to work for you, but you're not making any fucking money.
Yeah.
So
Illusions of bus drivers
yeah,
and techs.
we don't play with the
and, you know,
illusions. There's no smoke and mirrors.
That is one
kind
of those
stuff
things
is-
that has changed dramatically
Yeah.
in my lifetime to see that.
But when
know.
you get used to it and you learn how to cut the corners, it can still be comfortable.
It's not rocket science, yeah.
It's just called work.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
With all those
Yeah.
struggles, when was the last time you felt like a proper adult?
No,
Or the opposite?
That doesn't really happen much for us.
Oh, there's got to be one. Hold on.
Well, I mean, I guess I feel like an adult because of that struggle of having to be responsible enough to
True.
make sure we have think of the ideas like, oh, maybe we should do a VIP.
I just mean I
package,
don't go
how
out of
should
my
we
way
do
to
this and
feel or think of myself as an adult because then I feel like I'm getting old.
that. I think
So-
I think when it comes down to it is you have to work hard. You have to have that side of you that's responsible. But if you take it too seriously, then you're gonna hate your life. So you have to have a side of you that is going to be fun and spontaneous and,
Yeah.
and have a few drinks at the end of the day and laugh with your buddies and, you know, enjoy what you're doing.
Okay, and between the tour life, the struggles and everything, and everybody's talking about either Chester Bennington and Chris Cornell and all those kind of dark sides of tour life.
Yeah.
Is it something that touches you guys as well?
I always say that whenever we get off the road, there's like a post-tour depression because every day when you're on the road, it's like so much stimuli. Like you're constantly
So many
in
highs
front
and
of
lows.
people. You're constantly engaging with people that are like, oh, you're so awesome. There's always something to do. There's constant busyness. You get home and it's just like quiet. And you're just like, okay, what do I do with myself now? So it's about, for me at least, it's about trying to stay motivated on the project just as much as when I'm singing in front of those kids and being so, you know, in my element and loving life. It's about remembering that that's still there. They're all still there. I just got to keep working on my craft and my music and the behind the scenes type of things to stay motivated rather than needing the constant, you know.
That's why we drop
shows.
stuff way
Yeah.
faster than if we were with a label or something. Not that I wouldn't mind a label helping us someday, but we're constantly trying to keep in contact with our fans or our friends.
Firsthand. Like,
Yeah,
no,
all
yeah,
the
like
time.
there's no label in between
It's
it.
the only way to survive with them.
Okay,
Yeah.
and Matt, how do you deal with the post-tour depression?
I just start working, so I forget about the fact that I'm not touring.
Well, yeah, it's catch-22. The pro is that when you're at home, you can actually go work and actually make some money, right? But aside from that, it is hard. You're missing culturally everything that excites me. Like personally, traveling the world is why I live. Like I love experiencing people and stuff like that. But when you're at home, yeah, it's quiet and strange. I just focus on kind of like other avenues of life that you want to kind of to prove. You take those opportunities to do that, right?
Okay, and let's talk about the future. Okay, Undefeated was dropped just a month ago.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm not even sure if it's going to be an EP, an LP. I got some mixed information.
Yeah.
And I want to know on whether it's going to be sponsored by you or there's going to be another pledge project. What's coming up next?
Those
We
are
tell
some-
them nothing.
No, those are some great questions because we.
No, don't tell them anything. This is what it's so fun. It's just leaving it out there.
Well, I'm going to leave it out there.
Okay. Make
is
sure
that-
you leave it out there, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying that we wrote Undefeated and it really resonated with us, and we were just going to drop another single for yourself to support this tour. But we had this song done, and I kind of convinced this guy to let me release it in time to be able to promote it for the tour. We did a video in like 2.3 days
Yeah.
or whatever, finished it up, got it done just in the nick of time to send to our PR agent so we could get some type of support for the single before we left. And it honestly just came of one of those moments where I just felt like, I feel this, I love the song, I want to be able to perform it, I want to be able to do acoustic versions for our VIPs, I just want to get it out. And there is potentially, it's going to be part of something eventually, but we don't quite know what it is. So
Maybe. We don't know anything.
we'll see. We'll see. We're just we're kind of going back to the old school way. We used to release things early on in our career of just like a single and a music video, and just kind of let that organically grow by itself. And I kind of like the idea of not having to make fans wait so long in between albums, and it's just kind of like a little treat for everybody before this tour to say, hey, we're still working on music, still thinking about you, and yeah, that's Undefeated.
Okay.
It was a great song. Why wouldn't we get it out there?
Yeah, of
I mean,
course.
come
We
on.
want more. Okay, I'm greedy. Okay, sorry. Second apology today.
That's all right.
And I know about the tour with Butcher Babies, Gnome Point, and Cane Hill. I'm kind of
Yeah.
jealous, and I'm not even sure of which one more. Whether it's the guys are going to see you every night, or you going to see them every night. And I know you guys know the Butcher Babies already.
And
Gnome
Non
Point and Cane Hill.
And Non Point.
Okay.
We've been out with them too. They're
Okay.
good friends of ours as well, actually. Nice
Okay.
people.
And Cane Hill are going to supply you with whatever you left in Arizona a few years ago.
Maybe, possibly. I don't know.
We don't know those guys too well.
We don't know those
so
guys
we
yet.
don't know
We'll
what
see.
we're in for.
But the Non Point Butcher guys, they'll hook us up. They're good people.
Yeah.
So regarding Cane Hill, I got to warn you and promise you some good stuff from them at the same time. I think you're going to love them. And
Okay.
be scared at the same time.
Okay.
So, anything else you guys want to add to fans, listeners, viewers out there?
Yeah, well, just again, continued support. It's amazing. We're here in UK again, and we're selling out some spots. So it's all due to the fans listening, caring, and yeah.
Thank you for letting
Thank you
us
so
do
much.
this.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us do this.
Okay,
It's
guys.
amazing.
Thanks for
Thank you
spreading the
very much.
word.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Ken really took that to the next level, right?
He always does. That's why he's in the band. It's not for his playing, that's for sure.
Still rolling. Still
I don't
rolling.
care. I'm serious.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
What we'll do is we'll just move the tables out of it, right? And then